political stalemate is again enveloping Canberra, with the government and opposition refusing to give any ground over the future of Qantas. Labor is refusing to allow the government to open up the airline for more foreign ownership, which has led Qantas to say the government needs to find another option. Joining me now from Canberra, Sky News political reporter Tom Connell. Tom, Clive Palmer has also weighed in on this issue and his opinion is likely to matter.
Yeah, it will, Selena, particularly if this standoff continues in the current Senate between Labor and the Greens and the government. That would mean on July 1 the government might hope they can pass this legislation to repeal the Sale Act, but it would probably rely on Clive Palmer and his group of MPs, however many that ends up being with the WA Senate election still to be reheld. But Clive Palmer has made it clear that he's not going to support the repealing of this Sale Act, so the government appears to have some work to do. Clive Palmer not in Parliament today, on the Gold Coast instead. He'll be holding a news conference at 2 o'clock, so we'll bring you what comes out of that, even though it is at the same time as question time. But as you alluded to, they're very much digging in, both major parties, when it comes to their position on this. The government saying this is the best way to unshackle Qantas. Labor saying it's going to mean jobs offshore, and they'll be fighting these changes. Have a listen to Tony Abbott, then Bill Shorten.
I want to have two competitive, successful, effective airlines competing on a level playing field, and that's what the government's proposing to create. And as I said, I don't think that these other people in the long run are going to twiddle their thumbs while Qantas bleeds.
We've seen 5,000 jobs go, 3 months of dithering and delay, and then in the middle of the night last night the government comes out and says that our only answer for Qantas is to sell it off overseas. Now, we've said for the last 3 months in numerous press conferences and numerous discussions, we are happy to sit down with the government.
So no sign of either side budging there. The question then arising, the question that Qantas is asking or requesting of the government, if this is not going to pass the Senate, what else can or should the government do in the short term? Of course, the debate there has been whether or not a loan guarantee should be offered. Is there any sort of plan B? Is that being looked at by the government? They say no to the loan guarantee. And as for a plan B, we'll listen to Joe Hockey's response on that.
Plan B is to improve the economy. That's what we've got to focus on, so that all airlines employing Australians can do well.
Now, part of the government's plan A, arguably, or perhaps plan B, of course, is repealing the carbon tax. That has been a significant impost on Qantas. The airline itself has said it's not a significant factor in its current struggles to make any sort of profit. But Virgin, its competitor, facing very much a similar situation, has said it's a very major factor. So that's what the government is also pushing today, that repealing the carbon tax will make a significant difference for Qantas.
Tom Connell in Canberra, thank you.